Hey guys, welcome to this trash review. Switch review. It's called a Trash Linear. So yeah, it's a collaboration between CBKBD and Trash Man. It's a linear switch manufactured by HaiMu, some Chinese manufacturer. Never really heard about them before until I got these. I bought these switches like 1.5 years ago, but never got around to put them in a board. So I guess we're getting a little review today of them. Yeah, they're very interesting. They have their pole bottom out, if I remember correctly. They are factory looped as well. I mean, you can hear that, otherwise it would be really ratchety. They have a nylon housing, POM stem or palm with dustproof style sides to the stem. Personally, like them in a sense, but also not, because they do add some friction when you press a little off center, but they do help with balancing in a sense. They make the switch feel more rugged and rigid. They use 53 gram 80mm long springs, so yeah, they use quite a long spring. Let me get my opener for y'all real quick to show you. Yeah, because of course you have to see the innards and the way the loop's applied. An official cherry opener that I got at Kalaki Con, and it's a keyword convention in the Netherlands. So you can see the loop application, not a lot, but you can see it has some, especially when you see where the stem would hit there and there. That's where the stem would hit, like at the top of the switch. So that's the top housing made out of nylon, same material as cherry. Then over here we get the stem. So it's a dustproof design, long pole, nice and even coating of loop, very even actually. That I'm really impressed by that. On the other side, little less even in my opinion if you compare it to this side. So that the contact points are also looped quite nicely. So yeah, let's say that's quite nice. I'm doing the switch assembly as well while I'm talking, so yeah, because I want to record this in one take, because I honestly really dislike editing, so I have everything set up. I have everything like ready to go. Yeah, you can really see the long spring. Looks a bit dry though. Trying to see where the lube would be, but I prefer lube on my springs myself, but this feels dry, looks dry, so gotta subtract the point there, because that will create ping. So yeah, over here we have the switch. You can see where the post goes in is looped nicely. Let me see if I can get better lighting on that. Wall seems to be pretty dry. Contact points seem to be looped plenty. Looks like a nice even coating on contact points, so that's nice. Overall, pretty good loop job for a stock switch. I'm impressed. So let me close it back up. So yeah, pretty loud for linear. Very loud and high-pitched bottom out. So yeah, it's a quite high-pitched sound, but yeah, you get that. So basically, imagine this is kind of like a cherry switch with a long spring, so it kind of feels slow in a sense. Reminds me a bit of a Gateron Yellow, except 10 times smoother. This thing is buttery smooth. I'm gonna put it up to the mic. You do hear that slight nylon scratch, but that's normal with a nylon housing. You don't really feel it, you just hear it. So yeah, check that aside. That's the switch again. It's just the CBKBD on it. And also some imprints from the molding on the stem. I'm doing this quite detailed. It's 3 plastic prongs and 2 contact points. You can see manufactured by HaiMu. Also, this is what I've noticed on newer switches. They have these venting holes because they say it improves aerodynamic capabilities inside of the switch. I have companies like Gateron seen posting about that. So what it essentially does is, you would say, because you're pressing on something, there's air that has to go somewhere. I personally don't believe in this, but if it does something, let me know. But it says like air goes out of there when you're pressing it, so it's less like air resistance inside of the switch. Okay, I have the keyboard with switches for the typing demonstration. So yeah, I told you I had everything ready for a one-time recording, so I can record everything in one go. So this uses trash linears on the alphas in space, and over here we have Gayron ink yellows on the numbers. I still have my old Arctic Foxes on the backspace, enter and shift, so I'm not going to use those keys because they're loud. I'm using info keys, stabilizers, they are awesome. Only looped the stem on these, and the shift one is completely stock. No loop, nothing. So yeah. No loop on the wire. Sounds pretty awesome. Then we have, I guess these are the ink yellows. They're kind of really deep switch. And these are the trash linears. Really like the sound. They're clacky. Yeah, they have that mechanical keyboard sound. No foam. It's a B-Box 60 case with a BT60 V2 PCB. Hollow as hell, as you can hear, because yeah, there's no foam. No plate as well, running plateless. So yeah, it's for the raw sound. There's no sound deadening, nothing. So let me get a little typing demonstration for you. So yeah, I would say it's a quite rich sound. Yeah, it's also because of the case, of course. Really like the sound the spacebar makes. Very pleasant. Yeah, really, really like that. Oh yeah, that's a different rows. Yeah, it's a pretty good sound. On the little keys over here, the modifiers, I have ink yellow V2s as well. 205G00. I think they're too muted in sound. I don't like them. They sound very dull. These have more clack to them. They're louder. I like that. They don't sound boring. I did, for the switch on the spacebar, loop the slider a little bit extra, but only on the top side for the top out sound, because that was too loud and it sounded ratchety. And I thought it was because of the stabilizers, but it wasn't. So yeah, sounds pretty good. Kind of sounded more like this, the top out, like that high pitch. That's gone now, so it sounds really, really good. Really like the way it sounds with these MT3 keycaps. It's a very full sound. Quite loud as well, because of the case it's basically a reverberation chamber. But yeah, it's a good switch. I like it. I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10 because it's really smooth. It's like butter to type on, and the weighting is absolutely perfect. I think this will go on to be my favorite MX style linear, even though I'm normally like a clicky fan. These are going to be my new daily drivers, even though I'm part of Clicky Gang. So yeah, first time that I'm actually thinking like, hey, crap, I have a linear switch that I enjoy. I actually started out on linears. Started out on Gator on clears because I was really into gaming. Then from clears, I actually went to clickies again, which were the Cal Speed Pinks clicky gaming switch with click bars, really nice, snappy. Actually typed really good, except they just like they actuated way too early. So yeah, for typing they were just dramatic and doesn't really give an advantage at all, to my knowledge, to have an earlier actuating switch as long if you just rest your fingers, especially with a good spring weight. Then I went to the ink yellow V2s. This was all my GH60 in a low profile case with a aluminum plate back then, and yeah. Then I had the ink yellow V2s, but I had stupid cherry profile keycaps that kept bottoming out, so I switched back to SA. I switched to SA, like $20 SA keycaps from AliExpress with like backlight. Way better. Was called SA Doomhammer. Super cheap keycap set, but like no more switches hitting the keycaps, no more mushiness. They sounded good. It's just clip-in stabilizers, then modified them because yeah, no PCB. They had no PCB mounting options for those. So I bought Everglide screw-ins, but only kept the housings of the clip-ins and used all the Everglide parts in that and looped it with dielectric grease and 205G00. Also all the ink V2s are looped and filmed as well. They're looped with 205G00. It's my go-to loop because G0 is too thick for me. It makes the switches too sluggish. To my opinion, I much prefer switches that are smooth and snappy. Yeah, it will sound a little bit more higher pitched to G00 than G0, and it won't last as long. But I'm a person who likes key feel over comfort. And then after that, in here, I used to have a different PCB, GK61X PCB. When I built this thing with an alu plate, with Arctic Foxes by Chos Fox. Then I used to have Gatoron Melodics in here, which I didn't like and immediately switched back to the Arctic Foxes. And now I have the BT60 PCB, which I soldered in my other Arctic Foxes without a plate. Now I soldered in these trash linears, also plateless, and plan to keep it this way because they sound bloody amazing in this case. And they just feel really good. Like the spring weight is probably my biggest compliment of the Switch. Like, I wish I could have this spring in any Switch. So yeah, if I can find 53 grams, 18 millimeter springs, yeah, these are the to-go switch for linear. I mean the to-go springs for linear switches. I want to say the to-go switch for linear springs. Yes, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. So yeah, pretty awesome. A little review, gonna post it on YouTube right now, 13 minutes. So yeah, it's nice. Talk to y'all later. This was Random Keys, out.